Tupac Amaru Shakur was one of the most influential rappers and cultural figures of the 1990s, known for his powerful lyrics about social issues, personal struggle, and resilience. Born on June 16, 1971, in East Harlem, New York, Tupac grew up in poverty and faced many challenges in his early life. His mother, Afeni Shakur, was a member of the Black Panther Party, and Tupac was named after Tupac Amaru II, an 18th-century Peruvian revolutionary. He moved to Baltimore as a teenager, where he studied acting, poetry, and ballet at the Baltimore School for the Arts. In the late 1980s, Tupac moved to Marin City, California, and began his music career with the group Digital Underground. He released his debut solo album, Tupacalypse Now, in 1991, which addressed police brutality and social injustice. His music gained massive popularity with albums like Strictly for My Niggaz and Me Against the World. By 1996, Tupac had signed with Death Row Records and released All Eyes on Me, a double album that became one of the best-selling hip-hop records of all time. The album reflected his life in the spotlight, his conflicts, and his desire for change. Tupac's public image was complex. He was both celebrated for his artistry and criticized for lyrics that some saw as promoting violence. He was involved in several legal issues, including a 1994 shooting in New York that left him seriously injured and fueled his distrust of the industry. The rivalry between East Coast and West Coast hip-hop had intensified, with Tupac aligned with Death Row, West Coast, and the Notorious B.I.G. associated with Bad Boy Records, East Coast. Tensions escalated through media interviews, diss tracks, and public incidents. On September 7, 1996, Tupac attended a Mike Tyson boxing match at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas with Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records. After the fight, a confrontation occurred in the MGM Grand lobby involving Tupac, Suge, and a group associated with Orlando Anderson, a Southside Crips member. Security intervened, but the incident was captured on surveillance video. Later that night, Tupac and Suge left the MGM Grand in Suge's black BMW. They were stopped at a red light on East Flamingo Road near the Las Vegas Strip. A white Cadillac pulled up beside them, and shots were fired from the vehicle. Tupac was hit multiple times. He was rushed to University Medical Center, where he underwent surgery. Tupac remained in critical condition for 6 days and died on September 13, 1996, at age 25. The shooting of Tupac Shakur on September 7, 1996, took place in a busy area of Las Vegas, with many witnesses nearby. Suge Knight, who was driving the BMW, was grazed by a bullet but survived. Police arrived quickly and began investigating the drive-by shooting. The white Cadillac was never found, and no one was immediately arrested. The case remained open for decades, with little public progress. Investigators looked into the MGM Grand incident earlier that night, where Tupac and his entourage had confronted Orlando Anderson in the casino lobby. Surveillance video showed Tupac kicking Anderson, and the altercation was linked to gang rivalries between the Southside Crips and Tupac's Mob Piru Bloods affiliation. Theories emerged that the shooting was retaliation for the MGM fight. For years, the case stalled due to lack of cooperation from witnesses and the complexity of gang-related investigations. In 2002, the Los Angeles Times published a detailed report suggesting Orlando Anderson and other Southside Crips were involved. Anderson denied involvement before his death in a 1998 gang shooting. Other leads pointed to possible involvement by associates of Suge Knight or internal Death Row conflicts, but no evidence was conclusive. The case remained cold until recent years. In 2018, Dwayne Keffe D. Davis, a former Southside Crips member and Orlando Anderson's uncle, began speaking publicly about the shooting. In his 2019 memoir and interviews, Keffe D claimed he was in the white Cadillac and named others involved. These statements were made under a proffer agreement with law enforcement in 2008 to 2009, meaning they were initially protected. In July 2023, Las Vegas police executed a search warrant at Keffe D's home and arrested him. He was charged with murder with use of a deadly weapon in September 2023. Keffe D pleaded not guilty and is awaiting trial as of 2026. The case has brought renewed attention to the shooting and the broader East Coast-West Coast rap rivalry. Tupac's death came just months before the killing of the notorious B.I.G. in Los Angeles in March 1997. Both cases remain linked in public memory as symbols of the era's violent hip-hop conflicts. The murder of Tupac Shakur has generated numerous theories over the years. Some point to gang retaliation, particularly from the Southside Crips following the MGM Grand incident. Others have suggested internal conflicts within Death Row Records, including tensions between Tupac and Suge Knight. Conspiracy theories have also emerged, including claims of police involvement or cover-ups tied to the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. These theories often cite the lack of progress in the investigation for more than 2 decades. The arrest of Dwayne Keffe D. Davis in 2023 marked the most significant development in the case. Keffe D's public statements and memoir provided details that law enforcement had previously obtained under a proffer agreement. He claimed to have been in the white Cadillac and named others he said were involved. The arrest was based on evidence gathered over many years, including witness statements and gang intelligence. As of 2026, the case is moving toward trial, with prosecutors building on Keffe D's admissions and other evidence. The investigation has highlighted the challenges of solving gang-related crimes from the 1990s, including witness intimidation and the passage of time. Tupac's death had a profound impact on hip-hop and popular culture. His music continued to sell millions posthumously, and unreleased material has been released in the years since. Tupac's legacy includes his activism, poetry, and outspokenness on social issues. He remains one of the best-selling artists of all time. The case also raised questions about the role of gang violence in the music industry and the safety of artists. Yoko Ono and others have drawn parallels between Lennon's murder and Tupac's, noting the loss of influential voices. The 2023 arrest brought renewed attention to the case and to the victims of the 1990s rap rivalry. Many fans and observers hope the trial will provide answers and closure. The story of Tupac Shakur continues to inspire discussion about art, activism, and the consequences of violence. The murder of Tupac Shakur on September 7, 1996, ended the life of a cultural icon whose music and message continue to resonate. Tupac died at age 25, leaving behind a powerful legacy in hip-hop, activism, and storytelling. The arrest of Dwayne Keffe D. Davis in 2023 and the ongoing case in 2026 offer hope for answers after nearly 3 decades. The East Coast-West Coast rivalry, the gang violence, and the loss of 2 major artists in the 1990s remain defining moments in music history. Tupac's influence endures through his music, poetry, and the causes he championed. His mother, Afeni Shakur, worked to preserve his legacy until her death in 2016. The case highlights the impact of violence in urban communities and the challenges of solving crimes tied to gang activity. What do you think? Will the trial bring full closure, or will questions remain? Who do you believe was ultimately responsible? Share your thoughts in the comments, we read every one. If true crime stories and high-profile cases like this keep you thinking, subscribe to our True Crime and turn on notifications for new deep dives every week. Because some lives, no matter how brief, leave a mark that lasts forever.